All right. I'm thirsty. I'm never ready. No matter how much I try to take care of in the front end, never ready. I'm ready now. Let me take a sip. My new X-Men Essentials came in the mail today for X Factor this time. I spent all week last week reading the X-Men Essentials number 6. And this is X Factor Essentials number 1. And I love this stuff, man. I didn't get an opportunity to read these books when they came out. So I am having a blast rereading them. Some of the stuff they do, they double dip on my X-Men book. They double dipped this Thor issue because this is I guess this is the beginning of the Marauders attacking the Morlocks tunnels. So they double dip on some of these, which that's fine. I was hoping to get more of the Apocalypse stuff. So some of it's in there. But again, a slew of these artists. So I can't wait to jump into that. The Punisher one I had was, oh brother. Oh, they snuck the receipt in here. Let me see. Hold on. Does it have the price on it? Okay, cool. Half price books. Thank you for them. Props to them. My cats like them. I could show you a quick tease of what I was working on earlier today. Oh man, it's almost dinner time for my cat, so she's losing her freaking mind. But anyway, this smooth gesso on this paper really, I'm kind of digging this process of being a bit more painterly and more just allowing the brush strokes to appear. So I'm digging that. I am going to close this one. I'm gonna refresh that one. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it because the surface is smooth, the layers underneath stay smooth and they blend a bit too easily. So it forces you, as the painter, I'm using gouache, to use thicker applications of the paint, and I'm allowing more of the brush strokes to appear instead of being so consumed with smooth blending. And I am digging it, so I can't wait to finish. Look how glossy that looks. Isn't that weird? Considering how matte, is it matte or matte? M-A-T-T-E. Look at that big old head. Considering how matte gouache dries, I ain't gonna lie. Every once in a while, I be on myself like, you need to do this, that, and the other and get better. This one's coming out pretty good. Me gusta. I hope you gusta too. Alright. But anyway, I'll be doing this one tomorrow, so if you guys have some time in the morning, join me for that. But for right now, we chilling, we chatting. We're Chattanooga Choo Choo. I was gonna do a Skeletor, He-Man, and Tila, and maybe and I just kind of quit on it. So this is the one I did yesterday. The only thing I added today was I added some of this background. One thing I do that I need to get a little bit better on for personal growth is more realized. Ooh, is that right? After you left, your image came up with an Alex Toth book that looked similar. Hot diggity. Toth is the jam, man. If I can get a Toth book, be cool. So I erased this this page here. Because if I wanted it to look as if they were connected, I need to work on some perspective. So let's assume a boy here. Oh my lord, sorry about that. I have to trust, I gotta look at it this way. I'm just gonna fake a 1-point perspective. I'm gonna make it that his midsection is the eye line here. Let's see. I don't know if that's gonna work. I need a bigger ruler. Torpedo from 1936. I'm gonna have to check it out. Ooh. I didn't know that was Alex Toth. That character has been popping up in my Pinterest feeds. He's so freaking cool looking. My Pinterest feed is filled with, you know, noir and old school black and white stuff, and that character pops up a lot in some really cool compositions. Hell yeah, man. You give me too much credit. It's so cool looking. Torpedo. Ooh, I'm gonna have to. By Sanchez Abuli. Abuli? Abuli. That looks so cool. There's another book. I forget the name of it for. That Kubert did, Joe Kubert. Of that era, that looks cool. I was thinking of picking up some Kubert war stories. I didn't think this through, so I have to figure out what's the plane, the ground plane. So that's not gonna work. That perspective line is not gonna work for me. Maybe. But it might. See, I'm confusing the eye line with the floor line, and I have to fix that. What I'll do, maybe I can hide it, because I want Kitty Pryde to. That's the problem with not having a clear idea and just kind of like flying. Is it flying by the seat of your pants? Driving by the seat of your pants? I gotta remember the expression. Torpedo, huh? Heck yeah. So what I'm doing is, for my story, for this composition, after reading X Factor and X-Men, Nightcrawler here has been wrecked and not quite himself, so he's in this corner kind of like recuperating, trying to. Alright, that's gonna be the knee. Something like that. He doesn't want them to know. That's gonna be kind of like they're inside the tunnels here. Maybe I can fake it. Nope. There. I've been watching Rob doing his book, and it's really cool watching him work on the perspective grid. And if I want to be doing my books, I need to practice this a bit more than just doing. You guys probably can't see it, you probably just see scribbles, but I have a 1-point perspective here, and I'm kind of like winging. All right. I want to use this to have Kitty Pryde kind of pop out. Worried for Kurt here. Can't make it easy for yourself. Draw them in the drawing characters in the most awkward positions and perspective. And her hand's gonna go through the wall, but it's gonna come out here, almost as if she is trying to find a way to console him through the wall. Something like that. Dude, there's such a terrible delay in the YouTube studio that I don't know what people are seeing, if seeing anything at all. All right. That's the shoulder. And then elbow inside the wall. Bless you. Ear. She has kind of like curly hair. I think it's gonna be in a ponytail with bangs. Which may not be accurate. I think in the comics, she has a what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see through all the figures, and it might be difficult for you guys to peep, but if that's her face, her neck's right here, back of her neck, her shoulder blades into the small of her back, into the wall. She's in the wall, and this might be a knee, which means her other foot needs to be over here somewhere. Maybe. Like I said, I didn't really make it easy for myself. And neck muscle, shoulder, arm into the wall. Maybe this hand is not in the wall. If that's in the wall, this one could be coming down to kind of like brace herself or something. Something like that. All right. That's one plane. He's in the front, middle, breaking stuff. And now Colossus. Maybe I can have his back to us, because he is protecting the tunnel. I'm doing very rough anatomy. I really don't care. I have a figurine here next to me that I can use to iron it out. I'm more concerned right now with placement and to see if it'll work. Maybe I can have him holding against the wall or something here. Oh, that's not gonna work. So yeah, man, what happened today? Everybody chilling? I'm having trouble figuring out this foot. I tell you what, man, that is not easy. Coming up with these forms, free form, but it's coming along. Make sure you guys can see that. Oh, that's perfect. Hey, let me see. A gather Congo? A gather Congo? I hope I said that correctly. Thank you for the compliment. This is the back of the X-Men Colossus. Here, I'll show you the full thing. That's Colossus. Up here in this form is Kitty Pryde. She is phasing through these bricks and she is trying to console Nightcrawler. He was a character I drew yesterday while we was hanging out, and I'm just trying to expand. I'm trying to expand on my composition and my sketches and adding and creating scenes. So that's what I'm doing. And of course, I always put my stuff away, especially when usually when I want to show somebody what I'm working on. So maybe there's a shot in here of those characters. Maybe not. Mainly because this is X Factor and it shows the original team. In the other X-Men book I have, it shows these characters. It was something I was reading over the week, last week, and I was just inspired to generate a scene of them in the Morlock tunnels protecting. How do you... Alright. That's a cheek. No, that don't look right. I don't understand. If you guys having trouble on the vertical, if it's blurry or anything, I encourage you to switch to the horizontal view. It is the link there on the chat. That leg is bothering me. Let me see if I can. Should I have it forward? None of it looks right. It's because it has to come from the front. You gotta think in 3D space when doing these. Nope, because well, I know what I need to practice on. Because that foot is killing me. Can I hide it behind some debris? Is that safe? I need to find his balance. Sometimes it's just angle. Varanair 5980. I am well. I am having a fantastic day. How are you? And I hope you are having a fantastic day as well. But I am struggling to draw this dude's foot, his leg in this perspective. It's not the easiest way to draw the back of the leg. I think it's too close. So I'm trying to break down the anatomy here. If that's his belt line, is the glutes. Right, the cheek, and then his thunder thighs and calves. All right, that means that the gooch in 3D space doesn't have to be accurate, guys, but it'll drive me nuts. I feel like the leg is stressed. Maybe I can make it work that way. I have to study anatomy a bit more. Alright, I am digging this Kitty Pryde. Okay. But thank you guys and gals for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. You also want to practice figure drawing, still at the basics, and you think I make it look easy? I appreciate that. I don't mean to make it look easy. That's considering how much I'm struggling on that leg. You're probably going to hear this 100 times from every artist that you ask. They're always going to say practice, practice, practice. And use reference and research. And I have figurines. I have these models that I use. These exaggerated figure models. This is one of them. This one is not so exaggerated. I used him for this other figure. See how thin he is compared to the big guy. But I have female figures. I have images. Use everything at your disposal. Pinterest, Google. There's references on Instagram of just for figure drawing. Use fashion magazines. I used to do that a lot. Use fashion magazines. Yeah, 1 second. Thank you. But yeah, fashion magazines. Sorry for the mic bump. My wife used to get these fashion magazines and in the mail, and I would use them for studying. Let me see, what's a good one here? What's a bad one? I mean, that's a bit loose and caricature-like. So sometimes what I would like to do is, obviously, it's not as detailed, but that's okay. I wanted to practice just trying to capture the form. I think the hair is more exaggerated. The form and the pose. This was based off of, in that same fashion magazine, I think the figure was even wearing a swimsuit, but she had a camera. It was one of those fun little images, and I took it, used it as reference, and made a flip homage to the famous Joker cover of him taking the images of Barbara Gordon. Yeah, so these are it's just a lot of practice. That was very lispy. Look how loose the pencils were. I wasn't as confident. It was more for capturing shape and tone. Nah, I appreciate that. I don't know if it should be in a museum, but I appreciate that. This drawing here, the model was on a A beach chair. I just needed it for the pose. So yeah, just use anything, use everything. And you do so much of it, you see so much of it, that it begins to, it stays in your mind, and it allows you to reference them. It becomes part of your mental Rolodex. But this page really was just to relax. I had such a good time reading those old X-Men stories that I just wanted to draw the X-Men on here without any no pressure, just hanging out and spend some time practicing and expanding, seeing how much I can expand on an idea. Well, I appreciate that. You started drawing again after a long time, and you're taking it as a serious hobby. Yeah. What do you like to draw? Oh, what's your preferred? Are you a painter? I want her to look worried. I don't know if that posture is going to work. This one here, Sabo, who's up there with the head in the bus in the blue? This one, this is Kitty Pryde. You know how she I'm having a weird time trying to imagine the body in 3D form in this position. So I'm trying to break it out. Earlier, remember we was doing squares. Now I'm doing spheres. And shoulders. Trying to think in 3D space. I want she's supposed to be phasing through the bricks here, which I don't know how. I give it up to artists that can pull it off, but. And she's like 17, 18 years old, so I have to try to make her look young. I see. Well, thank you for subscribing. I look forward to seeing what you do. If you have a channel up, I'll definitely sneak a peek in there. Sabo, I appreciate that, bro. I found some picture of Kitty Pryde and Colossus. It just never came out really good. But I've always wanted to draw or try my hand at the phasing effect. So I want this arm to go through the wall here. If that's her elbow. But I want her hand to come from down here somewhere, maybe. No, that might be too much. Hey Nick, how you doing? Vampirella art. You think that's Vampirella? I hope that's not what you think. Then I have not been successful at drawing Nightcrawler. But if you want to see Vampirella, let me see. Do I have a vamp? I do. This is a direct ripoff and copy of, what's his name? Jose Pepe Gonzalez. Ah, I got you. Can't be drawing teenage girls and then doing this. Yeah, I was gonna say, oh brother, I gotta work on my anatomy if Nightcrawler here is looking like Vampirella. That'd be hilarious. All right. I'm gonna have to put this arm back here because I don't know where to. For the Vampirella, Nick. Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna be dead ass honest. I was having a serious art block. A serious art block. I didn't even date this. And I had his book near me and just almost copied it. Line by line. It was a great way to get out of the art funk. Varunair, right? More fashion magazine reference. I think this is a Pinterest reference. This is during my watercolor phase. I wanted to finish this, and I never finished it. This sketchbook. This right here, though, is one of my favorite pieces. Inspired by Barry Windsor Smith. I was trying to copy a lot of his line art. But it was being able to do the textures on the watercolor on the back of the wall. I used the same technique when doing gouache. February the 25th, 2021. This was one of my favies too. And I guarantee you that I used this dude for my Silver Surfer. Look at the hand. So I'm saying. Do it. That's what these are for. If you like, grab your sketchbooks, a piece of blank paper, and draw with me. And then if you get an opportunity, share it in my community post. Be dope. And secure your seat at the round table. I don't know how I'm going to draw concern. Let's see. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Can you, if you don't mind, let me know where you guys watching from. The basement. Yes, right. It was only a matter of time. Sab, did you hear? Did you? Well, first, I'll say, did you know that when about Kurt? No, the frig's his name. John Burns. His X-Men book that he was doing on his own, his bootleg X-Men book. That he did after he got let go from. When he got let go from the X-Men books, that someone is publishing that that'd be kind of cool. Varuna says, maybe my hand and eye coordination is getting better because I practice drawing straight lines and drawing a lot lately, but my proportions are still weird. Ooh, I'm gonna have to grab it from his site. Oh, she looks weird. The eyes are weird. Yeah, the proportion's always going to be difficult. If you're into comic book stuff, there's a really inexpensive book you could pick up called How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. It gives you a very, very simple way to look at and measure proportions of the characters. But again, it all takes time. Her face is killing me. Alright. First it was Colossus's back foot. Now it's this young lady's face. Back to the drawing board. Tech jacket is pretty cool. Doop. I cannot see the link in that one. Let me check in my other. Give me a second. I'm gonna go to live chat. And I cannot see the link. That's whack. And Varuna, you think they did Tech Jacket dirty on the show because they turned him into a female character? So I'm assuming that's why you say that, but I believe it's because both characters are named Mark, and the creators didn't want to have two Marks on the show to confuse. Alright, so I'm just gonna add her knee right here. Maybe it'll be recognizable, maybe it isn't, it won't be. Yeah, Sebo, that's a negative. I can't see him in either. But have I not made you a moderator? Buddy, I'm gonna make you a moderator. Don't be consumed by that level of power and allow it to corrupt you. Okay, I'll take it. I'll check it out on the gram. I guess I'm gonna have to remove you as a moderator now. And I did see the other link you sent me for Tales to Enlighten. That's cool. Is it the Elsewhen? Is that what he's doing? All right. I'll start going through some of that when I'm ready. But yeah, man. Yeah, that's what it was. I was putting her face too low on the grid, on her grid. So I measured it. Oopsies. Oopsie boopsies from the using her ears. Let me see. So I got some really cool Ninja Turtles art that I want to do of them in the sewers. So if I can pull this off of this group in a sewer style location, hey, yeah. Pipes, whatever. You gotta do it. Alright, move this. So yeah, we are on the road. We are on the road to 3,000 for monetization. 3,000 watch hours. I should put a clicker up. She's creeping up on Kurt here, making cause he's hurting for certain. While Colossus covers him. I should do Lockheed, but I don't think he was in the tunnels with them. He may have been. You gotta make sure see, I was hoping to get one arm through, but it's just the way I have her up there. She's just kind of like getting pooped out of the wall here. Oh, brother. Your boy is struggling. That didn't make it very easy for me. I get a little bit more planning, I think it would have been alright. So that was the It'd be cool, her arm kind of like fingers through the wall, but I don't think he'll be able to notice it either. Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe my hand and I, blah, blah, blah. I can't wait to draw Invincibles. I'm not mad about gender swap, but why does the show drain all the characters' aura? Yeah. He is cool. And, again, I don't know too much about a lot of those characters. I have the Invincible Omnibus, and I still haven't gone through it. I bought it for my son, and I think it's almost too big. That I don't know if he actually gone through it. Well, I appreciate you swinging through, and I do hope I get 1 million subscribers quickly. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day. Oh yeah, I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna have to work on my bases. All right. I look forward to seeing them. Thank you for what is it? Varunair 5980. Nope. Yo, can we agree that Colossus, for as cool as he is, he had a trash costume? Some Speedos? Not even some booty shorts and some knee-high boots? And a plunging... a plunging neckline. Thanks, dude. I appreciate you, brother. I'm just chillaxing and relaxing. Hanging and banging, as they say. Hanging and banging. Yeah. Oh, you mean the outfit? The booty shorts, plunging V's, and some knee highs. Knee how. Yeah, the big ass belt. Ike's Design. How you doing, Ike? We just chilling, man, talking about 70s fashion sense. And unable to draw a character phasing through a wall here. I figured these evening streams can be a check your brain at the door type. Just mess around, enjoy the company, you guys especially. So that's fantastic. I'm glad you're doing good, bro. I wanted to encourage a bit more of no stress streams. You know, there's so much of that going on anyway. I figure just hang out and draw whatever you got in mind. The platform shoes. And we was only talking about Colossus. He was rocking the booties. Swinging 70s, bro. And then in the 80s, it was in the comic world and in the real world, a lot of spikes and leather. Storm Aurora Monroe being one of the most elegant characters ever created, and they had her in a mohawk looking fantastic. Mohawk, leather jacket, spikes, fisticuffs, beating everybody up. So yeah, that's what we're doing here, brother. Yesterday I was drawing Nightcrawler here. Just messing around. I don't like that leg, but I'm gonna leave it as is. And then today I just started building a bit out there in the sewers somewhere. So Nightcrawler, who I was reading some X-Men books over the week. He's injured, so I have him here kind of like nursing some wounds. Kitty Pryde phasing through a wall, checking, concerned, looking over him, and then Colossus. Trying to also work with perspectives, him being the closest. Having several planes of interest, right? Plane number 1, closest. Plane number 2, her in the center. And him in the distance. You know, although I got some grid lines here, I'm trying to just loosely. Maybe this can be something as a composition for something in the future. I am having trouble realizing Kitty Pryde's face, though. The one thing I don't like about these pencils, that even with the pencil sharpener they come with, it's always doesn't always feel as if it's working. But I think it's because the lead is so soft. All right, let's see if we can work on this face. It's gonna have to work. I wish I did something a bit softer with this hand. It's so frustrating, honestly, to look and appreciate these older comic books because sometimes they make it look so effortless. Not just comic books, just these artists. So I understand you young artists out there. If you get discouraged, just gotta keep going. We don't see this process that they go through. I know this is gonna look weird, but I'm gonna make her arm go through the brick. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I kind of like the it looks like something's happening. I've been looking at so many and using my figurines for so much that trying to freehand this stuff really is a a challenge, and I'm enjoying the challenge, but boy, be nice to just be able to get it done. I might have to redo that face to match. But that is that's the crutch, right? Of using those. That's the shoulder and the neck. You're behind in your development. You thought you'd be able to draw a perspective from imagination. Uh, oh yeah, man. Um, I hear you. I hear you. So you're trying to do no grid, no nothing, just kind of like, let me see what I can do here. I give you credit, man. It's a challenge in itself. Isn't it frustrating? Wasn't it frustrating though? And just being in awe of how Kim Jungis would be able to do it. Not only in perspective, but in fisheye perspective, and then the whole world around a singular whatever, a car, a dragon, a tiger, a child. Ugh. That dude, may rest in peace, man. Good God. Um, talk about being in awe and utterly frustrated off of one amazing artist. But yeah, dude, no grid. That's already a challenge. I commend you, man. It can be done. It can be done. And with your skill, man, I know you'll be able to knock it out. There are ways to. I don't like to say cheat, but there are ways to. You just need something to anchor, and so that you can visually put the grid in mentally. Alright, let me see if I can. Peter Hahn. Have we spoken? Have we spoken about him? On boxes, yeah. But I'm gonna tell you something though, and it's probably something you already know. That frustration that we feel when that happens is good. It really is good because it's gonna make you break things down, break things down a bit better for yourself, and start creating the method that your mind is going to need to crack that code. It's all about cracking that code. So I understand it's frustrating. It is frustrating. I think the really cool part about it is being in that struggle and working your way out of it. Working your way out of that puzzle. You don't think we've spoken about it? I know we've gone through a bunch of other artists. I don't think we did. That's why I was wondering about. Just bumped up my big old head. But yeah, man. I think sometimes we gotta appreciate the struggle. Thank you, Nick, sir. I've had to change a couple of things with her. I wanted a bit more dynamic, the pose. So instead of reaching through the walls, she's reaching almost like towards Nightcrawler. Give me 1 second. You got it? I don't know. But I'm not out of the woods with Kitty Pryde yet. I don't know how I'm gonna do her. One of the things I struggle with when I'm doing faces is no matter which direction I try to make it, if she's looking downwards, forward, upwards, I tend to straighten out my lines. I don't know if that makes sense. So I end up drawing as if she's still looking forward. Oh, brother. She might be the last thing I draw here. That's one thing I don't do enough of. Drawing these characters in extremely dynamic poses. I do a lot of niche portrait, 3/4, side profile, straight on, that type of deal. Unless there's a dude, I could always drawing ugly dude faces is kind of like my go-to. Most of his face is going to be in shadow. I didn't know that one of Nightcrawler's mutant abilities, I don't know if it's a mutant ability, but if he is in shadow, if he goes into a shadow, he becomes completely invisible. Which I think is kind of cool. He doesn't use it often. I forget what book it was. I think he was in Muir Island. Another one where he was kind of hurt and hiding, and he fell into a shadowy, oh my lord, a shadowy corridor, and fearing that he was going to get caught, he was waiting for them to pounce, and they walked right by him. I don't think I'm going to give him that. Jerry Carroll. Peter Hahn, huh? I'm gonna check him out. He's kind of like earwigged. Oh, he's one of the Super Annie artists. Good gravy. Oh, that Star Fox is good. Well, that magic cover, it made it look like an Akira character. These are so good. Yeah, those Super Annie artists are they're really good. Yeah, so I think this composition is not bad. I think that I am gonna do another 10 minutes of noodling around. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with this girl's face. Her hand going through. Oh, some fingers are going through. I think that's kind of cool. Put him mostly in shade. So, but thank you, all you guys and gals, for hanging out with me today. These evening or my second live streams of the day are going to be a lot like this. It's just going to be grab your sketch pads, grab your sheet of paper, and draw along with me. Let's encourage man and each other and be good to each other. And yeah, man, that's it. And that's it. I'll probably be doing a lot more sketchbook drawing in these sessions, in these little art, chill chat, and sketch sessions. Maybe I'll do some painting later on. I don't want to do stuff that takes too much time. I'd rather do those earlier during the day when we all have more energy and more coffee in us or tea. These I kind of like just want to hang. We'll talk about what's going on, what isn't going on. Yeah, we can make it about anything. And for you aspiring artists, if you guys have questions and stuff like that, let's do it. Ask. Ask. I got art friends that jump on, and if I can't answer your question, I'm sure they'll be happy to do so. I guarantee you guys there is no gatekeeping. There's no reason for me to keep any of this stuff, any knowledge that I have, if I have any, to myself. It does nothing for me to have it locked up in a vault. And all I ask is that you, in return, pay it forward. Just be nice, man. Just be nice. Just be good to each other. Right? Isn't that the commandment that our good Lord left with us? Love and care for one another. And I know we're just drawing and doodling, and this stuff really, in the grand scheme of things, does not matter. But being good to each other, to me, does. Nick, what issue is this from? This isn't from any known issue, but you know what? Here, give me 1 second. I see you double dipping, Nick. Okay, you as well, Ike, man. I appreciate you, man. Have a fantastic evening. I'm gonna answer Nick's question here, and then I am calling it. And I will be on again tomorrow. I may be on again twice. It depends. I think we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. But I'll definitely be on in the morning. Nick, so this sketch was inspired by the stories that I've read in this book. So, in this book, in this X-Men Essentials, if you know about the X-Men and this part of their story and their drive, their storyline, the Marauders go into the Morlock tunnels and start just killing people. It is really brutal. This is issue X-Men 211. Anyway, Colossus is defending. Nightcrawler gets really beat up. Kitty Pryde gets yoked up to the point where she can't put her body back together. She stays in her ghost form. Nightcrawler's bleeding out. Colossus kills a man. And he's one of the most gentlest of warriors, man, of the X-Men, and he killed the man. So, yeah, this is both, and she's in a different outfit. Kitty Pryde is. I think I'm kind of channeling her younger look, her more her costume orientated instead of the black leather. There's a great shot of her when she thought. Oh, it's over here. Anyway, that's what it's inspired from. I was reading this like crazy, and I wanted to try to knock out, just get it out. It started out with just Nightcrawler, and then today I just wanted to kind of expand on it a little bit and mess around and learn and practice. Did a little bit of perspective line work, kind of loosely. Showing planes. He's in the front plane for dynamisms. She's in the center plane and Cyclops. And Cyclops, Colossus in the outside plane. I would still have to kind of like make more emphasis on this edge here and stick them out. Maybe put something in between them. I don't know. I'm still trying to. There's nothing real solid. It was just something to mess around with and practice and hang out and get it out of my head. I'll show you what I was doing earlier today and what I'll be doing tomorrow. I was painting this cover to Dick Tracy. No commission, no anything like that, no project. It was, I love the character. I didn't grow up with it. I grew up watching the Warren Beatty movie from the early 90s, maybe even 89, I think. I can't recall correctly, but anyway. I love the detective look and the noir era, and I wanted just to do that and to mess around. So that's what that is. This is what I'll be painting tomorrow morning. What's today? Wednesday? Thursday. On Tuesday, I inked it. No, that's a lie. Yesterday, I inked it. Today, I put gesso and I painted a suit. Tomorrow, I'm going to add more color. I think I'm going to work on the face, or maybe just tighten up the suit and then work. Anyway, we'll figure it out. That's for tomorrow. I'm not going to worry about it today. But yep. That's what we're doing. So thank you all who hung out with me today. I really appreciate you and your time. You could be doing something else, and instead you decided to hang out with me, and that is very special to me. So this is Art to the Round Table. My name is Mello. God bless you. I love you, and as always, I will draw you later. Bye-bye.